Good morning students. So today we will see video 1. In this we will be seeing hospital and patient care units including ward management. So it's a very big topic. So we will start with introduction of how nursing service administration, what are its principles, what are its aim, objectives, okay, and then we will follow from that. Okay, so talking about the introduction, nursing, as we know, it is a vital aspect of healthcare and needs to be properly organized. So because we know now how much of nursing care is necessary for the patient, so it is important that we organize it well. A nurse is in frequent contact with the patients, and hence his or her role is restoring health and confidence of the patient is of utmost importance. The quality of nursing care and the management of the nursing staffs reflects on the image of the hospital or nursing home. So now talking about nursing, they should be they should have the goal of restoring health. They should be confident. Only then they will be able to provide a quality nursing care. And when a nurse is confident, automatically the patients who see them also become very interactive, as well as they also become very confident. Nursing service administration is a complex of elements and interaction. It results in output of clients whose health is unavoidably deteriorating, maintained or improved throughout input of personnel and material resources used in orderly process of nursing services. So in order to provide the requirement of the patient, or in order to provide the qualitative nursing care to the patient, we require the proper using of the material resources and personnel resources. Okay, only then, so this has to be put in order. Only then we will be, as a nurse, would be able to provide qualitative care to the patient. Nursing service administration. So the development of nursing service has been enhanced greatly by advances made in professional skills and technical proficiency, but it seems apparent that same advance has not been made in the art of administration. So we know that giving nursing care is very important, we have developed, but it is also equally important that how the management or the administration of the hospital or taking care of the patient is to be managed. So that also has got equal importance. If the voice of nursing is to be heard, we must simultaneously increase competence in both administration and professional practice. So it is not only about the professional practice or the care that you render, that you master, but it is also important that the administration of the nursing care also has to be equally balanced. So next we will move on to definition. So when we see definition, nursing service administration is a coordinated system of activities which provides all the facilities necessary for rendering of nursing care to patients, clients, and include establishment of overall goals and policies. So when we say nursing service, it is not a one man's role, okay, but it is not a one man's show. So here we require coordination of various personnel. So all the nurses, different categories, staff nurses, shift in charges, then you have main in charge, okay, all acting together, and the other team members, which provides facilities necessary for rendering to give a quality nursing care to the patient, clients, and then it includes, only then we will be able to imply or implement the goals and the policies. So next we'll go to philosophy of nursing service administration, basis for philosophy of nursing. So here when we see the Department of Nursing at a hospital is committed to uphold the corporate values of the nursing personnel, promoting the hospital services. So we play, as a nurse, we play an important role in incorporating the policies of the hospital. Then authority of hospital affirms that the corporate values of justice, quality, compassion, collaboration are in congruence without professional values. So whenever we give care, we have to keep in mind that we are giving the care according to the corporate values of justice, quality, compassion, collaboration, okay, all play a vital role as we are rendering nursing practice to the patient or professional practice. So keeping in mind the professional values. So everything goes together, everything has to be coordinated together. Therefore, it has been believed that the following principles must characterize the development of nursing. So the following principles has to be kept in mind. So principles of excellence and service, I'll just give you a hint, you can go through the notes. So here when we say principles of excellence, making sure that regardless of the circumstance, okay, we have to make sure, so it says each of our patients regardless of circumstances possess intrinsic value from God and should be treated with dignity and respect. So what does that mean? Every person will have their own values, their own religious faith. So making sure that, they are all treated with dignity and respect. Then make sure that, each encounter of patients and families should portray compassion. So being compassionate with the patient as well as with the family members, treating them well is very important. Patient confidentiality, privacy has to be maintained. Meeting the patient's needs and patient and other customers should always be number one priority. Meeting the needs of the patient should be given the highest priority than any other thing. So these are all the various principles of excellence in services. Next we'll move into principles of excellence in practice. So authorities believe that our profession is a science and art. So nursing itself is a science as well as it's a art, the essence of which is nurturing and care. So we have to nurture and we have to care for the patient. Our primary duty is to restore and maintain the health of our patients in a spirit of compassion and concern. So whenever we render care or service to the patient, always carry a spirit of compassion. Compassion is nothing but feeling for the patient, having concern for the patient. Okay, and then you have to show your concern towards the patient. So being there for the patient and being ready to meet the needs of the patient. The nursing process is an integral part of our practice as professional nurses. So we know that we imply nursing in process, right? So we assess the patient when the patient comes in. So we do the assessment, then diagnose, then we set the goal, make sure that you do interventions, implementation, evaluation. So we give care based on nursing process. We should aggressively promote patient and family education. So education also is very, very important to the family members as well as to the patient to prevent illness and to achieve, how to achieve optimal health. Then we are accountable as nurse for our patient and patient's family and each other for our professional practice. So whatever we do for the patient or the family, we are accountable. We will be questioned if we don't give good qualitative nursing care to the patient. Monitoring a nursing practice is a responsibility and it is necessary to continuously improve care. So it is important that we improve our care, the basis of knowledge, okay, and then in the skills of responsibility, handling things. We should pursue professional growth and development through education, participation in professional organization, support research. So how can we actually bring an excellence in the practice, evidence-based practice, right? So this actually implies or applies when we attend a lot of researches, conferences, when we keep updating our knowledge or education, only then we will be able to, perform the evidence-based, research or evidence-based practice based upon the research, the practice that we carry on to the patient. So these are all the various principles of excellence in practice. So how do we give principles? All these things has to be kept in mind. We have seen principles of excellence in service, principles of excellence in practice. Next we'll move on to principles of excellence in leadership. So when we say here, authorities believe that we should provide a progressive environment. We have to give a very good environment. Current technology, we should know how to handle a new ventilator or new, ABP monitoring machine or cardiac monitor, and then guided by responsible stewardship to promote the highest quality of patient care and employee satisfaction. So we should be guided, by our stewardship. It can be, our seniors or our head nurses or sometimes even doctors. So making sure that we learn the best from them so that we will be able to give the best of nursing care to the patient. And then we should encourage and support collective decision making by those who are closest to the situation, even at the list of failure. So it's seeking advices, from other colleagues or other, our supervisors or our head nurses is very important because it enables us. Sometimes it might lead to failure, but still it is okay. But seeking counsel, okay, or collective decision making is very important. Then compassion should be characterized in our personal interactions as well as being motivating factor in management of decision. So when we interact with others, it is easy for us to make the decisions. We should be sensitive to the individual need and give support, praise, recognition to encourage professional and personal development. So, because it is excellence in the leadership, make sure that the other colleagues are also in the same boat, so they are happy with the decision, seek their advice and include them in giving the care. Okay, and then make sure that you also enable the others also to grow professionally. We should possess the energy level and personal style that empowers and inspires enthusiasm in others. So it is important that we are more enthusiastic. Only when you are enthusiastic as a nurse, that spirit will go around, so everybody will have, equally the team spirit or enthusiasm in you will shine that fire, okay, that will light the fire in the other staffs also. We should consider suggestions and criticism, challenges for improvement and innovation. So when we try to do something new, but then somebody criticizes or they praise you, so we should be in a same state to accept the praise as well as the criticism, because it helps us to develop, okay, and improve in the innovations. Justice should be applied equitably in all employment practices and policies. So there should be an equal justice for everybody when they follow the rules. It should be the same for all the colleagues or all the workers or all the employees, which is very important. So only then we can be excellent in the leadership. Okay, so we have seen what are the various principles in excellence of service, practice and leadership. Next we will go on to philosophy of nursing. So when we see philosophy of nursing in any administration, there is a need of articulating, that is working together and transmitting the organization philosophy, purposes and objectives to all the employees. So as in nursing, the statement of philosophy, purpose and objectives can be viewed as a thread. So whenever we work together, even as it is a nursing administration, it is important that we keep in mind what are the purposes, the objectives, organization, philosophy in mind, and work for that benefit. Okay, and then the nursing department as a whole and the organization, everything is involved, and nursing department is located. All the philosophy of nursing services need to be the philosophy of the hospital. Nursing profession adds its own philosophy. So hospital has philosophy for including everybody, for doctors, for paramedicals, and which includes the nurses, and then the how the treatment has to be done and all those things. So we basically, our nursing philosophy also is something similar to what the hospital has, but still as nurses we should have different philosophy, so as to provide professional etiquettes or professional care, quality care to the patient. So when we say philosophy of nursing service in hospital, the Department of Nursing Service of hospital recognizes and appreciates the objectives of the hospital and acknowledges that the primary purpose of the nursing is to provide the highest quality of nursing services that possible in assisting the patient with meeting his daily living needs wherever he is located along the illness health continuum. So illness health continuum, he can be very sick or he is just recovering from the sickness, or he has gained wellness already. Wherever he is, we should make sure that we provide highest quality nursing care based upon the policies that have been set. Okay, so that next we'll see under that the Department of Nursing believes that the hospital is basically an organization of human beings representative of many professions and occupation. So when we say in hospital, we have so many people working under for the welfare of the patient who perform specialized work in all their skills and achievements are focused on the primary goal of patient care. So each individual, each department put their own skill in order to render good qualitative care to the patient. The nursing services, a major service resource of the hospital, is organized with the framework of the hospital system in such a way each unit of system. So it is also designed in such a way that each department will be able to give their best. So the Department of Nursing believes that quality nursing care and management of nursing service is achieved through professional nurses who assist in the development of comprehensive programs of delivering patient care services and nurses who participate in diagnosing. So here mainly when would we able to achieve a good quality in the nursing is when we are able to implement the nursing process, assessing, planning, treating human responses to actual or potential health problem through service. As health teaching also is included, health counseling is given, then provision of supportive care and restorative of life and well-being. Next you have the Department of Nursing believes that the quality of nursing is clearly and directly related to the continuing growth and development of nursing personnel, and the scientific excellence of modern medicine can be a benefit to people only if health agents, health team and patients form flexible and creative interactive relationship with one another, and patient services are balanced and coordinated. So even as we work together with other teams, it is important that we stay balanced, okay, and then working along with the health agents or the health team. So in brief, nursing department of the hospital is to administer high quality, cost effective care to the patient and family, provide health promotion programs to all people, maintain a supportive environment for education of professional nurses, and promote career development of nursing employees with following beliefs. It believes that life and health are primary goals of the nursing service division of the hospital. So when we say, so in brief, when we say nursing department of the hospital is to administer high quality, cost effective care to the patient is done, and for the family we have to provide health promotion programs to all the people. We have to maintain a supportive environment. We have to give a supportive environment for education of professional nurses, and then we have to promote career development of nursing employees with following beliefs. So what are the various beliefs? Life and health are primary goals, nursing division, service division of the hospital. So when we give care, we have to make sure that life is important and health for a person is important. So that will be the primary goal. Each person is unique and they have their own intrinsic worth, as we have seen in aspects of religion, or deserves respect, dignity, treat them with dignity without regard, no partiality, irrespective of their sex, age, color, nationality, religious conviction and socio-economic status. So everybody has to be treated equally. Then illness. So first is life and health is important. Okay, that is a primary goal. Then it's treating everybody equally. Then illness, injury and its significance are perceived by individual as a threat to autonomy, independence, identity and existence. So whenever there is an injury or illness, what happens? It is actually a threat to a person's freedom. He cannot move. He is not able to move because of his illness or injury. Independence is lost. He becomes dependent on the nurse or family members for the care. His identity is in crisis, whether I will recover or not, what will happen, and then existence, whether he will be alive or not. So all this is actually affected in the patient. The experiences associated with normal maturation do not prepare a person for the adaptation needed to cope with illness and illness care. So whatever the experience he has with normal maturation does not, help a person to cope with the illness. We have to keep that in mind. And the nursing consists of providing or assisting a patient to perform those functions that she would perform independently. So, we should provide assistance to the care, and whatever the patient can do it independently, that has to be encouraged. Person drawn to nursing as concern for others' welfare, belief in personal efficacy and desire to actively engage fate. So make sure that you engage the person in doing the activities. Nursing interventions are most effective when they are directed towards the patient's health goals. When we keep on the basis of health goal and treat, it becomes very effective based on research evidence, individualized to meet the patient circumstances, coordinated by the other members. So coordination and providing qualitative care based on the health goals, needs of the patient, and applying evidence-based research practiced on the patient will help the patient to have good quality nursing care. High quality of nursing care can be provided by a mixture of professional and non-professional personnel who are organized into self-directed work teams. So it can be provided by various work teams to ensure continuous improvement of nursing care quality. The role of professional nurse must include responsibility of nursing research and nursing education, as well as education also plays an important role for the patient in prevention of illness, promotion of health, and the family members. Then when jobs of nursing personnel designed to ensure employee autonomy and self-actualization, patient care quality, patient satisfaction and employee satisfaction are maximized. So when we ensure employee has his or her own autonomy or freedom and self-actualization, that is when they have a feeling that utmost respect is given and their care has been met, patient care quality, patient satisfaction, all these will be maximized. When it is designed, when jobs of nursing personnel are designed in such a way where autonomy is given to the patient by the nurses and self-actualization. So this autonomy is also required for the nurses. So that freedom has to be given by the management, by the superior, so that they can create that kind of freedom and autonomy even in the patient. So when you are free, you would want them also to be free, have their opinion, give them time to accept the care, don't force anything on them. And then it also helps us so to achieve the self actualization, patient care quality, their satisfaction and employee satisfaction is also maximized. So these are the various philosophy of nursing service in the hospital. Next we will move on to aims of nursing service administration. Okay, so the primary purpose of the division of nursing service is to provide efficient and effective nursing care services as an integral part resource for the achievement of total delivery. Okay, now primary care, we know that we have to provide efficient, effective nursing care service we have to provide with an integral hospital. So everybody included, in order to give a total delivery of comprehensive healthcare program offered by the hospital. Then from which the department and the units of the service organize a subsystem of the patient care system in such manner that nursing personnel can collectively work to achieve excellence in nursing care services and assist in meeting the objective of the entire hospital system. So here all the department and the nurses, they join together in order to give the service for the welfare of the patient. Next we will see what are the objectives of the nursing service in hospital. So we have to manage of nursing care services. That is the objective. Education, training and staff development program is important. Nursing research and community health program should be conducted. So these are the various objectives of nursing services in the hospital. So we will see now how do we manage or management of nursing care and services. So we have to initiate a set human relationship at the level of nursing personnel to accomplish their job and responsibility through systematic management process by flexible organizational design. So making sure that we have to initiate good human relation with others, with other nursing personnel, okay, their job and responsibilities. Only then we will be able to coordinate and work with each other, and then making sure that there are flexible organization design. So at all levels there should be good interaction. Only then we will be able to provide good care through coordination. Secondly, establish adequate staffing. So we should have adequate staffs. We should not run out of staff. Again, when we run out of staff, what happens? Burnout syndrome. Okay, then develop and initiate proper evaluation, periodic monitoring. So we have to make sure, for proper utilization of personnel, whether we are utilizing all the personnel correctly or not, proper evaluation periodically has to be done. Develop or revise proper job description for nursing personnel at all levels and all units for proper delivery of nursing care. So already we have seen about job description. So here they have to revise the proper job description, see whether they are carrying out those activities for the welfare of the patient at all levels. It can be junior nurse or senior nurse or shift in charge, or it can be the ward in charge. Keep revising so that it will enable to have effective delivery of nursing care. Then assess hospital authorities for effective personnel management. So ask them to recruit if there are shortage of nurses or paramedicals, informing them and making sure that they do their job. Share nursing information system with other discipline functionaries in the hospital. So we can also include other like paramedicals, like you have physiotherapists who work, then dietitian, and then pharmacist, okay, a lab technician. All these people has to be included, and make sure that they know your discipline. Okay, so they should be knowing what all the areas they should be working. Then formulate and interpret nursing services policy in the context of general policy of the hospital for improvement of nursing care. So making sure that adequate nursing care is being provided. Then assess the hospital authorities for preparation of budget. We have to involve them while they are preparing the budget, which is again important. Okay, participate in interdepartmental program and other programs conducted by other disciplinaries for improvement of. So any conferences which are conducted by doctors, surgeons, anesthetists, physiotherapists, okay, our pharmacists, making sure that we also get involved that, so that we will gain knowledge and it will be useful to provide good, best of the nursing care to the patients. Then next, talking about education, training and staff development. So this we have seen how it is important, because we have to keep updating the knowledge. So attending training programs for the new employee, cooperation with the authorities, with other disciplines. Sometimes it will be doctors or our higher authorities taking classes. So making sure that you attend, you give your cooperation. Then we have to create a atmosphere that is conducive, where we can actually get good learning experiences for the students. Then we have to assist in development of sound, constructive programs of leadership in nursing to assure intellectual administration, management of safeguard, preserve nursing resources of the hospital. So we should give conservative, okay, constructive, which will build a person, how to use a resource, how to use a personnel, how to safeguard the safety of the patient. On all these it has to be taught. Initiate programs to improve the practice of nursing in keeping with advances in relative areas. So make sure that you keep updating, so you will know whatever advanced technology it is. So it will be useful for learning the discipline and which affects the quality of nursing care. So this is about education, training and staff development. The third objective is nursing research. So we have to first participate and we have to identify where research can be done, and then making sure that application of data is done in the research, then provide conducive environment for research, and also encourage staffs to come, given incentives, or encourage them with the budget, by the funds, and ask them to do research. Then community health program associated with the hospital, it has to be done. So the hospital will have certain areas. So to that areas you should go and conduct programs. You should talk about the roles and responsibilities of the community health people, okay, by community health program, and participate in intramural health programs of the hospital and other related professionals. So other professional community health programs also can be attended by the nurses. So these are all the various objectives of nursing administration or nursing service in the hospital. Okay, next we'll go to major responsibility of nursing care services. So how do we do? So we deal with planning of the total patient care. So material is involved, how much of resources, how much of personnel is required. Okay, only then I'm just going to give the points. You can just go through the notes. Okay, so we have to make sure that in order to give, so we have to give job assignment, job description for the nurses to work, and then which patient will be assigned. So that will help them, to render the care. We cannot burden the nurses with too much of patients. So making sure that you equally divide, okay, based on their health. Okay, so if it is very sick, only 1:1 ratio. If it is ward, then we give more than 1. Okay, so that has to be kept in mind. Then selection of personnel and assignment of other activities. So good personnel practice demands that the selection of personnel, so you should know which person should be given to which patient. Okay, so selection of personnel and assignment of activities is important. How much a person can handle, so much of that should be given. Okay, unless the demand of the job is known in detail, it is impossible to select. So you should also know what is the job that is required by the staff to do the work or to achieve the goal. So first you should know what it is, what is the duty. Based upon that, we have to give the assignment. So neither can it be expected that the individual obtain as well as give satisfaction in the job. It is therefore suggestible that a list of total activities of the nursing department be complied on the basis of job analysis. So from the job analysis, appropriate job specification should be written and used in selection of personnel, organization and clerical activities to the nursing service office. So making sure which kind of job and which person it has to be given. Next, organizational clerical activities of nursing service offices. So apart from among the duties of the office, when we see these are the various things apart from taking care of the patient. What are those? Receiving periodic reports from nursing units. So what are their deficiencies, okay, on which are they able to participate more, what are the advantages of the new trend or the technologies that have come in, their positives, pros and cons, that has to be reviewed. Allocating personnel, allocation of staff list should be available, okay, which staff will be posted where. So investigating complaints, any complaints has to be investigated. Arranging the acquisition of equipment and supply, making sure that there are adequate equipments and supplies. Conferring with supervisor, medical staff, again seeking advice from supervisors, medical staff and then head of department. Clearing departmental requisition for any inventory that has to be cleared, keeping records, maintaining the records, conducting correspondence, interviewing and carrying out recruitment, dealing with personal and professional problems of the individual, counseling them, and then attending to welfare of the staff, making sure that you are always there as an administrator to meet the needs of the staff. Liaison with chief executive. So you as an administrator, you will act as a liaison between the chief executive of the hospital and transmitting whatever instruction and information has to be given to them, and from them to the your lower cadre. So these are all the various activities when we say it is included in the nursing service office. Next you have general supervision. So general supervision is again important. It is vested. Okay, so overall supervision of nursing department is vested in the director of nursing service, who is available for consultation and visits each of the unit. So nursing service is given, so each of the unit, the supervisor visits, the importance of the face-to-face relationship. So when they do supervision while going and visiting, they also develop face-to-face relationship, okay, and they can recognize people. The director is not able to supervise all personality. She should delegate her responsibility to supervisor. The head is not able to do, then he should give the duties to the supervisors. So they will go and supervise and see, okay, who have had training to fit them for their function. Who will also provide training for the people wherever, whichever area they have posted them. Then relationship with other departments, we know that it is very important to coordinate and work. Next is public relation, making sure that you have good community relations. Only then, you know, they will give importance and we will be able to give our nursing care to them. So we should make sure it is not only technical proficiency which counts, but also the spirit and activities are performed. Don't stick only to the procedure or technical thing. Make sure that you talk, communicate with the patient, understand them, give them time, show sympathy. You know, reception of the patient, we have to show sympathy to the patient as well as their visitors and family members, and then you should have good attitude toward their problem. You should help them to solve their problem. Go a long way towards promoting good public relations. Okay, after care of the patients, we have to make sure, so nursing care, restoration of the patient, okay, to his place in the community, so he receives his identity, right, is then, and whatever provisions is necessary for continuing care and treatment, it should be included in the overall plan. So even as after care he gets discharged, make sure that the patient gets adequate knowledge through your health education, and tell him whenever you know, for follow-up care or rehabilitation if it is required, then assistance should be given for the rehabilitation. So these are all the various major responsibility of nursing service administration. So you know, this is all about hospital planning administration. So under that only we are seeing all these things, okay. And when we say role of a nurse, we will finish with role of a nurse. I'm just going to give the headings, you can please go through it. So when we role of a nurse, nurse is a caregiver. I think you should have studied this in your first year. As an educator, okay, it is given detail in the notes, you can please go through. And then client advocate, she acts as a liaison, or he acts as a liaison between the, you know, management or medical officer and the patient. As a supervisor, as a coordinator, as a manager, she acts as a consultant, okay. She can be contracted for various services. So that's why for assisting with research design, with data analysis, evaluating new healthcare products, that's why we call her to be consultant. Then researcher, case manager. So these are all the various role of a nurse when it comes in the administration of the ward or providing nursing service in the hospital. Okay, so with this we are finished with that. Next video we will see with patient care units.